Is the little one playing with you? The little one's playing with you. Let me see. How's your face doing? Little one. Little one. Come here. Come here, little one. You have to get past the doodle. Oh, gosh. When I brought little one home as a kitten, this small, 5 weeks old or so, David was not a cat lover. And I knew he probably had all kinds of stuff. He was not vaccinated, he was young, he was dying, had no food in his body. Eventually we found he had thousands of fleas on him. And David helped nurse little one every night when we would game on our gaming channel, which if you want to know more, to watch those past live feeds, please let me know. When we would game, he would come to the salon and game. I would game from home. We would game together with our fans and friends. And he would feed little one when he got here. And we made it a routine for months and months, until little one gained weight, got big. I have so many memories with David, so many years, day in and day out together. Christmases and Thanksgivings, birthdays and Valentine's Days that we spent together alone, or with our gaming channel, or here with my favorite groomer. Many years it was just me and David. Some years, I mean most years, not even my own family, just me and David. Many years would go by, everyone else had their own lives. We had distanced ourselves from everybody who was not loving all the time, kind all the time. We had really just grew our own family between David and I. And I need to say that, because some of the other things I will say will add up if you know that. So lately I've been at the salon working late, and it has been heavy, like through the weekend and through the days. Little one has not let me be alone in a room. He would do it before, but now I see it more, that he's gonna slap me. You're gonna slap me. Look at that. Look at your face. Look at your face. Where's my tool? Here, slap this. Work on that. We all have issues, don't we? We all have issues. Even this one does. He comes mostly 99.9% feral, okay? But we tried to give him a nice home. Me and David took him to my client who had lost her dog, Molly, and her cat that was 31 years old, by the way. Little one bit her husband, bit her daughter that's 30-something years old, scratched everybody up, climbed the mom up on her dress as if she was a pole. He was with her for less than 30 days and she was like, okay. At the first night, he bit her hand and made her bleed, little one. And I said, bring him back now. She goes, no, give it time, and I will regret that to the day I die. Because Spot also went to the house of someone, and that's what I said, as soon as someone says they don't want, like, having Waverly doubts, go get your animal. So I did. Spot went to a house. 2 days later, it was like kind of Waverly decided, the judgment was deciding, should I keep Spot or not? And then I heard something like, I think he might be aggressive. What? Spot, the 6-month-old with a spot on his eye? No, I'm on my way at 10 o'clock at night. I drove out to pick him up. When you chewing it? Hey, you can chew that all you want, right? As long as it's not my finger. We're going to groom my female Doodle. We're going to get her ready because we have family coming in to support me today. And I can't have her looking a mess. And she ain't looking that bad, but I do need to brush her. She needs to be soft and feels good at the touch. And I think that I just want to outweigh too that, I mean, we just groomed her not too long ago as far as brushing and coloring her, remember that? I want to just kind of outweigh that even though I have pea gravel only in my house yard, that something isn't, when you bathe your dog more, you can get some of those allergens that are attached to the coat off faster. Now I got hair all over my face. Come on, little one. Puppies, I'll be right there, okay? Come on, baby girl. You want to come in with me here? Hi. I gotta talk first real quick. Is that okay? I gotta talk first. David and I drove to Seattle to pick her up. Amy, I don't know if you're watching, but I love you. I love you so much. Thank you for giving these doodles to me. If you don't know the full story about the doodles, I needed a doodle during the pandemic because we came up with the extra large and large dog up stand. And all of my dogs are Chihuahuas, rescues. And I had no way to show you that I had this awesome large dog up stand that you could use if you had a Doodle, a St. Bernard. You know, I really wanted you to know that. So I said, well, Amy was a really good friend of mine. And I was like, Amy, we talked through the pandemic. She ordered tons of stuff from me that year, in the 2020. And I said, she said she has a litter coming. And I thought, I don't really want a Doodle. Shoot, I don't really want two. But I do need a big dog. And I'm going to repeat what I already told you a long time ago in the story so you can understand why I'm going to tell you her name reveal. If you're here right now, the name reveal is coming out for you. Some of you may already know her name because I slipped it up a bunch of times on gaming, or I purely just told you her name. It's perfect for today. It is all God's will, how things lay out. And you can see it or you don't. And you can look past it or deny it or not. I don't know and I don't care. It's up to you. It is your choice. My choice is I see everything. I'm open to see it and I'm open to receive it and I'm open to God's will. So, female Doodle was given to me, so was boy Doodle. Did she give it to me without me giving back? No. I would not let anyone do that. I'm going to give you something back. I told you some of the story already, like we're Asians, I'm freaking, she's like, here, I don't want the money, here, I don't want it either, here, I don't want the money, I threw it, I was like, be sure you pick it up off the ground, as me and David drive off. I don't know why, or we were going through we were having a tiff at that time, and he came with me on this trip. Did he drive hardly? He said, I'm going to come with you and help you drive. That boy, I'll tell you what. That boy told me he has some kind of sleeping disorder, and he's like, he can't stay up for very long. He drove a good maybe 3 to 6 hours during that whole 48-hour trip. And I was so upset. I was so upset. I had someone with me, and I thought I could sleep. Oh no. I was in the passenger seat, maybe 2 hours, that's it, like 3 hours. He drove 3 hours during that 48-hour trip, there and back. I was like, what? You're swerving. You're swerving, you're making me feel uncomfortable, and he's over here nodding off. I was like, oh, no. Epilepsy, there's a word for when you can't stay awake on the road. Whatever, okay? I don't know, I'm just joking, but I don't know if he was being realistic or not. I can never gauge it, you know? But he told me that, and so he did not drive the whole rest of the trip. And for the life of me, when we got back, I would hold a grudge, not a grudge like that, but I would be like, how dare you tell me you could drive? And he tricked me. He tricked me. So I said, okay, you know, I didn't want him to go. I wanted to go by myself. But we went and we had a really decent time, being that it was drizzly, cold. She was born December 2020. I believe that's right. November. I'm a mess. December 16th or something, 2020. And anyway, Seattle's a really cool city. It is a really cool city, and you will see videos of David come now. I'm going to air things I know I can air now that you will see. And I hope you can hear what I'm saying without saying it. And I'm glad the tissue box is right there. But something I want to say is that we have all my fans and friends, which is David's fans and friends as well. Some of us have spent 5 years every single night gaming together. I mean, can you wrap your mind around that for a minute? In that channel, he had hid all the videos away. Now that footage could be on the gaming computer I had recently given back to him about 2 months ago. They could be sitting on that computer, and I may not be able to ever touch it again because I feel the family right now is angry at me for being outspoken, but also being someone who is a drill sergeant and what Cynthia says is a little general. To find out who he is, where he is, why he is there. I've done everything in my power to do all of that avenue of things, and that's I'm capable of doing while I'm crying. And this is not a time to be angry at the living that are still going to grieve and mourn for someone they love so deeply. This is not the time to attack Dee for helping in any way it looks like. There's never going to be a time that's okay to attack someone else, whether it's at a funeral or at a gathering. It is not the time to do that to another human. So if you are losing someone or you lose someone, I recommend that you check yourself. And if you want to scream and get mad and yell at your own faults for not being around, in this case, maybe you weren't around for those Christmases that David and I were completely alone, that those Thanksgivings, those Christmases, we spent a Thanksgiving with Cynthia, not with any family of mine or his. This is not a lash out to the family. This is a reminder to all that when in death, the human part of us here does not need to be attacked. And all I can say is if you have that kind of behavior, you have some self things that you need to go through, that you need to clear up. And you may take the rest of your life to clear up. And maybe those things that are self within, that are painful, you want to react to Dee because I'm there and I'm the only one that's not blood. I get that. I'm going to call you out on it. This morning, Ariel, my fan and friend, she was there to battle the haters with me about 4 years ago. She put her family in jeopardy. The hater in Arizona attacked her and her family, sent her some mail, posted things of her son, Ariel's son, out there, who is disabled, by the way, posted that stuff out there, attacking her family. If you're attacking someone else, you have got some problems here. Mind, spirit, and soul. Your body, physically. You have got to work these things out within yourself. Check yourself before you attack someone else. Before you attack someone crying and grieving and sad and bawling in your own arms. Attack yourself. Sit down and cry yourself to sleep of sorrow of what you didn't do. Don't take that out on someone who is innocent, trying to help you, exhaustingly helping you and your family, praying and exhaustingly asking for every person to pray for you and your family and the son and the sons. If you don't hear me now, I cannot help you. If you don't hear me now because there's blackness, death, evil, devil, if you can't hear me now, I can't help you because I speak of the light. I speak only of kindness and love. And if you can't hear me, I can't help you. It is not in my duty to help you. You have got to help yourself. You have got to recognize and check yourself, which means you need to crawl into a hole of peace and find that. And you need to be on your knees if that breaks you, if this breaks you down, if something like this has broken you down, you need to be on your knees in your weakest moments, screaming at yourself and asking for forgiveness of God, not attacking Dee Dee. This entire weekend, I had no idea this was happening until the family called me, until the family texted me. Do you know where David's at? Do you have David? Is he with you? Do you know where he might be? No, I missed a lot of calls from him at 1 in the morning 10 days ago. I haven't talked to him since about 4 or 5 days before that because some stuff went down. Do I love him? Of course I do. Was the stuff that went down painful for me? Absolutely. At that moment, my gears shifted on the search for David. What do you need? Do you know his dentist? Yes, I do. You know why? God put me in a position of forgiveness to take him to his dental appointments for him. Not all of them, but some. God gave me forgiveness in all the pain that I was in with whatever I went through with David. Ups and downs, goods and bads, 5 to 6 to 7, almost 7 years straight. Loving him, angry at him, loving him and angry at him. It is life. It is relationships. Do you have a relationship that is so perfect you do not even get upset? That's wrong. That's a lie. There's going to be things that you had to work through. Maybe you don't get as upset as some, but there are things that you have to work through. Nothing in life is perfect. But I'll tell you the pain of knowing that even when I went down to Betty's family's house to support Betty, how much she loved me, I felt like she loved me like her sister, mother, brother. She was that for me. She was every family member in one. And the pain that I felt like the whole family didn't appreciate or love me is, you know what I found out? What my sister delivered to me is that everyone has to heal differently. Everyone is going through their own loss differently. Some people are going to outlash at the nearest stranger. Some people are not going to be able to take it. Some people are going to be in denial. That is all fact. That's true, and that's okay. But I near not get to that position of that evil that is consuming that person or people. I will not go there right now. I will not go that low. And I was reminded by my sister not to go that low, because you should not go that low during a death of someone you love to this capacity, at least for me. Ariel sent a message. Ariel, I want to just say thank you for your message, but if you asked MP to tell me first, your message to me first was my condolences for your loss. And in that heartbeat of a moment while I'm driving, my heart dropped. It dropped in a way that I felt like I already knew all along. I couldn't say it because I had hope. And that's okay. You didn't upset me or make me mad. I just wish you said to MP, MP, you should be the first to tell her. Because Ariel, thank you for your time. The family did not tell me. And I don't think the family would have told me. The family, in my opinion, doesn't know how much David and I loved each other. His mom did. No one else was there when I would go to his house, off and on. A lot of the years David and I lived together. But when we didn't live together, if I went to his mom's house, his mom would see. His mom would be there. His mom would see my trailer there for 6 months being worked on. My grooming trailer, all solar paneled now. David and I worked on that trailer, mostly David. My plans, David's only connection to me during hard times. 6 to 8 months it sat in front of her house being worked on. How can you deny that you think that David and I had no love of the size that we have? How can you deny that? The family, how can you deny that? You can be mad at me if you want. But nothing I've done was intentionally to hurt you or cause you pain. And I'll tell you this secret. This is not my fault. This here, I was not in that car. I was not there. I had nothing to do with that night at all. This is not my fault at all. I have had and I'm going through an extreme loss because David and I showered together, slept in the same bed together, held each other, companionship with each other. We loved each other. We did it here on YouTube together. We did it on gaming every night for over 5 years together. Our favorite place was right here with you, YouTube. Right here with you. And whether David likes to admit it, on our vacations, he's like, you always have to work. And I'm like, yes, I do, but it helps us get to where we're at right now. Sitting on this beach. Sitting right here, learning to ski. Right here, visiting Betty, a super fan. You know, David was recording that first video with Betty. As I walked up and gave her flowers, he's behind the scenes of everything we did here. He didn't always love to have his face. He's on there. I'm not going to say he ain't going to be on. He didn't mind. He would ask me not to show the butt videos, you know. There's some funny stuff. We were so funny together. We were so funny. We had some funny times. I will probably go into a mode after this video today, after this live event I'm going to do with you right now. After that, I'm probably going to go into a lot of past videos to share with you what love really looks like in the midst of life's curveballs. Because everybody has curveballs. They may look different. You might get hangry. That's me. I get hangry. I'm hungry and angry. You better watch out. You might have a problem with XYZ. You might be doing this. Someone might not know you doing that. Everybody has a curveball. We are not perfect. That's why Jesus died for us. His blood for us. If you want to act like you're perfect, you got problems, and I'll call you out on it. I have no problem calling you out. And maybe that's why people can't handle me. Because I speak of the light, I speak of the truth. I am not trying to hide anything. You don't like me because I have the pet parent in this room grooming a mean dog that will not let anyone else touch it because someone hurt him over and over and over and over. You don't like it because I'm going to show it to you what happened through his actions. On the first meet, man, I'm telling you, he tells me exactly what happened. That dog on that table would tell me exactly who did it and what happened. And if you ain't watching, you need to go rewatch some videos. That dog will tell us. That is why dog is of God and God is of dog. If D-O-G, G-O-D, this is not a coincidence. Wake up, my friend. I want to just call this out. This is my channel. This is what I'm going to do. This morning, Ariel let me know. I'm sorry for your loss. MP says, MP right there on the chat, call me. I found out about David's passing from my fans on YouTube. Not from a family member of David's family. A family member that did not say Merry Christmas to me. A family member that did not say Happy Thanksgiving. I'm like that, I don't know what it is. It's okay, I am of Jesus Christ, and I have protection that no one can touch. No one can touch it. Sometimes I feel down. You can feel down. You get back up. Sometimes I feel beaten down. You can feel beaten down. You can get back up. People that can't get up. People that can't learn what they deliver in pain and ask for forgiveness. People that cannot. Those people that cannot get up. They are in a tough place. And they will stay in that tough place. We're not staying in that tough place. We all did this together, which is why I had to document everything from the moment I heard something. I documented everything from the clouds to the fight in the clouds, to the sunlight yesterday, to the sunlight in the middle of the day yesterday looking right at me. I was in my car talking to someone about to leave back out, and the sun pierced through the clouds. I'm going to show you right now, and I'll show you later in videos that are up and coming. It was like an eye just staring at me, making me look up and get blinded of how beautiful this is. I got to show you right now. I'm not going to wait. Yesterday, around 1 p.m., This is what was in my car. I got out of my car to take it. The beam was so bright, it hit my face. It let me know I'm here and I'm okay. And it is bright and it is beautiful and it is okay. Ariel told MP and sent her public record. MP says, call me. I'm driving and I'm like calling. I'm like, what do you know, MP? There's no nice bone in my body at that moment. It is in desperation for some kind of news that I was not expecting. A fan and friend that Ariel and I gamed with David for many years. MP and I gamed with David all the years, including till last night I gamed with MP. Sorry, I did not, 2 nights ago or so. But you were there last night while I gamed. I didn't know anything else at that moment. All I knew was that I had just found out information and I sent it to David's mom. Was that wrong with me? And I sent it to the only people I thought in that family that would even respond to me, because they didn't respond to me. Finally, the sister that I had leaned on during many a time, only in text messages, says, yeah, I know. And I don't like the fact that you sent to my mom. That's ours to do, not yours. I had no idea. I had no idea about anything except for, I now know the news. Do you know? And you did not want to tell me. Do you know? Did you know? And you just did not want to tell me. I want to say one more thing before I tell you my dog's name. The other day, a family member asked me about a personal belonging to David. My response was, this item brings many memories back for me about David. Why? Because we started fixing it up together, towing it around, pulling it. We were pulling this vehicle around because it doesn't have brakes and they don't work very well. And the motor wouldn't go, even after spending a lot of money on it. So we had to tow it back. Boy, we towed it back until it hit the back of my brand new black truck bumper. I mean, I got out and I was like, oh my gosh, you hit my truck. We got that truck sounding so beautiful. I said, yeah, it's in my name. And now I know why it's in my name, because I would need to have it after all we've been through. I said, is there something in it you need? Is there something you need to see with it? Let me know. I'm here for you. This is my message to the family. If you need something there, I got you, man. Because this was after they yelled at me for being Dee Dee, for asking too many questions of people that showed up that said, I'm David's best friend. I'm David's cousin. I was like, were you with him for New Year's Eve that year? Where did you see him during that? Did you go fishing with him? What did you catch? Who was there? What did you do? I want to know it all. Because right now I don't know where he's at, and I want to know everything about David that I didn't know. I want to say this. I sent that individual, the other day when I was grooming, right? Live with you guys, I walked out after I got off, and guess what? David was on my screen. On my TV screen.
Hotspot and our Verizon mobile
4 years ago, 430,000 views.
I need to go look at that video.
He was in my lobby when I got done grooming.
Oh yeah, I was helping yesterday. Not me, but me and Evie were helping Sophie.
Hey, David. Hey, David. You know, I didn't know why. Okay, remember I told you, you're not going to always know why. Hold on, it's too high. You're not going to know why something's happening, when it's happening, until good gone time has gone by, and you're going to go, wow, that's why. That truck is mine. This is why. Because we worked on it together for many years, driving it everywhere. My house, the car, there, that salon, this salon, back to the house, towing it, getting it back to the motor place, transmission, da-da-da-da. We drove that sucker everywhere, and I got videos of everything. When you are with someone 24 hours a day, we worked together. I'm saying this because I don't think the family understands the magnitude of our relationship, because they weren't around. And they did not watch us on YouTube at all. Our family was you, YouTube. Our family was you. In so many ways. You know. She said, thank you for sending me that video clip. And I said, there's thousands of more, and this is not the place. But David would say, subscribe and go watch them. Hours and hours of Dee Dee and David working 8-hour shifts, 6, 7, 10 dogs a day, back to back, all day. I paved the path for live dog grooming on YouTube. I also said this, and this is what I wanted to tell you. I said this to the family member. I have Gray, his favorite dog. If anybody in his family would like to have him and keep him and care for him, please let me know. It is the last dog in this video, and I shared her the video of all the dogs that day with Cynthia. I would just want to have no fleas and get vaccinated regularly, because he's fully vaccinated now, and be really cared for if anyone were to take him. Why do I want to tell you that? Because you can say anything you want to say about Dee Dee Croy, but you can't put words around me that don't match. I'm not mean or cruel or rude or incompassionate. I'm not selfish or conceited. I'm not humble. I am very caring to a stranger, and even to some people who have attacked me. You can attack me and I have forgiven you or will forgive you. I may be human and still have thoughts in my head that you may never want to see about yourself. But I'll tell you right now, if you just said you're sorry, I will forgive you. If you want to be mean to me and cruel and rude and make up things and not even tell me that your brother's gone and I loved him deeply for so many years, good or bad times, you can say you're sorry and you might get forgiveness. But the pain of your attitudes and the pain of how you treat people runs deep in the blood of a human. Be careful with your words. I didn't do anything but just natural stuff. Hey, when did you hang out with David? What did you do? Did you buy pizza? Did he buy pizza? Who bought all the $400 in firecrackers? Well, I know who bought it. I got the bill. Why can't I ask? So I can know what happened there that I wasn't there that time. It is in no way, shape, or form to have been mean or cruel or nothing. When you go through a loss, you are going to grieve differently. And for Miss Dee Dee here, I want to close my eyes and be right where David was at every single place he was at with or without me. And there are a lot of unanswered questions, and maybe some people, like families of dead ones that don't have really good memories, they don't want to see bad memories. And I'm talking about a celebrity right now. They don't want you to talk about things that happened. They want to act like it's all water under the bridge. And it may be, and it may be forgiven, and it may be already past. But some things we don't know, and we just have always searched for answers. There is no cruelty in that. You know, I asked for miracles for days now. We've been asking for miracles for days. We've been asking for miracles for days. Get your head together, Dee. Oh, gosh. According to public record, if I could just see this, like, will you just open up? According to public record, and Ariel on YouTube, thank you for sharing with me. And thank you for sharing it with MP and trying to get MP to be the one to deliver it first. It does say here. "28 years old, David Lopez. Died on 19 September 2023. And the time of death was at 22:40, which is 10:40, and we've talked about that on the other videos about the timing I felt. Roadway 1700 East Levy Street in Dallas, Texas, where we went to see the crash site. I gotta say this before I forget, but yesterday, specifically yesterday, Gray the dog, the puppy Gray, he was all over me. And I wasn't crying at the time. I just sat with him, he jumped on me, he was all over me. I'll have to find, it's hard to get a most recent picture of David because he would wear these hats, even in that video I just posted the other day. He was wearing that hat because his hair was so bushy, and blonde dye was at the tips of it, growing out, fading into almost like an orange red. And Gray's hair is exactly the thickness and the color of David's current hair. It's exactly it. And as I sat there holding Gray in the chair, and his whole body, he's so tall, jumping on me, his whole body of this hair, this dark brown, dingy, blonde wannabe, red-orange thing happening at the tips. My gosh. I closed my eyes and I felt my hands running through David's head and hair, and I just crashed into this bloody scene of crying and acceptance and crying, and only me and Gray and the rest of the puppies saw that. Only me and Gray outside with the clouds, which I would sit and look up and talk to God, and then I would see these clouds that I need to share with you. Like, you won't believe what I'm seeing right now, which is why I captured every bit of this weekend for you. But Gray, for me to give him to someone else at this time is like something I can't dream about. And how dare you not even get me? And if you don't get me, I don't ever think they'll even come watch this. Like, I don't think that Betty's family will go watch the endless amounts of videos I have with Betty. I don't foresee that, and if they do, I hope they say something. But I don't foresee that the family of David's family would even say, go sit for 8 hours on one live video and watch everything Dee Dee and David did together in just that one day, let alone 365 days. Maybe even, maybe 300 days we were live, in 1 year. But I don't think they're going to get to this moment in this video, to have the nerve to watch every bit of it, to understand who I am, to get who Dee Dee is. And you can't have the size of this love and the size that equals of hate in the same body. You cannot do that. You cannot have hate of that size and love of that size in the same place. You cannot do that. You either are of love or you are of hate. And if you are of evil and of hate and demonic attitude and being, and you are acting that way and you're delivering it and you're outcasting it, I promise you, it will come to pass. Within yourself, it will come to pass what needs to come to pass in its own way through God's eyes. And it may be a struggle, like the struggle of those clouds fighting with the demons. You cannot have both in the same place. If you don't have light, then you are struggling, my friend. And if you're struggling, I ask you to come and find peace. And it may take you years, so you better get started. You better get started. If you want to attack light and come and attack light like people attacked Jesus, like people wanted to murder Jesus, like people wanted to take Jesus down, if you want to come and attack people of light, then you are not of light, my friend. You are not of it. We have been praying for miracles all weekend. And what do you like? What do you like? Are you 2.5 years old now? Are you 2.5? You know, I didn't have the news. Oh, I love you so much. I love you so much. I love you so much. She will sleep on my chest. She will sit on my face. David and I picked her up. And boy, Doodle has these raccoon eyes. And I was like, I really like his pattern a lot more. Man, I think I might be loving him more. And Doodle, female Doodle, would sit in David's lap. And I had boy Doodle in mine. And we would switch. And I've got some pictures of me driving that whole time. Of David sleeping with the dogs on my passenger seat, which I see him there now. Every day I get in my cargo van still. When I was driving to pick up female Doodle from Amy with Lala Doodles in Seattle, and if you want a puppy, get one from her. If she still does it and has it, she's taking some time to herself, I believe. She's on YouTube, Lala Doodles. I love you, girl. When we were driving to pick up the Doodles, and I want to say I didn't know I was getting boy Doodle till the day before, because I needed to know how much cash to bring, because I wasn't going to let her give them to me. But she told me already, you're not going to pay. You've helped me learn how to groom my Doodles, the Doodles I breed and the Doodles that I own. You've helped me learn so much. This is nothing for me. You can have them. And you can go look at Lala Doodle's site. They are not cheap. I did not drive away not leaving something behind. How dare somebody do that? She has children. She has a family. This is her living. On the way to pick up the Doodles, there's a thing called like Baron or LeBaron glass art. LeBaron. They're always in those gas stations. And every one I would stop because I did most of the driving that first 24 hours. I want to say it took 20 something, 30, and it was freezing cold, snow on the ground, icy, going and coming. December, remember? Oh wait, we picked up, did we pick up in February? Beginning of February? Right before the snowstorm that kept David in my home, iced us in for 2 weeks and gave us no water in Texas, where Houston, the Army Reserves had to go down to Houston and get water and bring it to the locals here in Arlington, Texas, Irving, Fort Worth. Like there was no water at all for 2 weeks. Pipes had bursted. We were in no good shape. We were locked into our homes. Except for one of those nights, David said his mom heater stopped working, and I gave him a heater thing you put on a propane tank. and he went in his car, he went in his 300 at the time. He had a 300, and he got in there, and I believe, no, it was a different car. No, I can't remember the car now. So many of them. I said, you be careful. He went out on his own to deliver that heater for his mom, and he got back safely. That was the only time we left the house in 2 weeks during that time. But when we were going to get the Doodles, now remember, all weekend we've been praying for miracles, right? Like every time I say that, you're going to get it in a minute. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. This couldn't even be a story that you can even understand unless you can see it. On the way to pick up the Doodles, get there, Dee Dee, get there, please. Every time I stopped at a gas station, there was these barren glass figurines. And I was searching for your name. I was searching for your name. I don't name a dog without knowing, like, I want them to have the name that they need. That's designed for them, that's given to them by God, you know, like the name that's for them, that's their name. And I was looking and just having my mind open. I wasn't looking for a name in a crystal bin, no, a crystal cabinet. But there it was. About 5, 6 gas stations before we got to Seattle. It was this cute dog in crystal, cut out with a round plate of mirror under it. And you know what it said? Would you like me to give you a minute to guess? Because you know I like to have fun and I love guessing games. Would you like to guess? And don't say it if you know it. Would you like to guess what it said on that? I'm looking, I don't see any guessing. Would you like to know and guess her name? Did they get it? Did they get it yet? So I named her this name. I named her this name. Before I picked her up, I bought that thing. I bought that little crystal thing, and I gave it to Amy as a gift, and I said, don't ever forget. She couldn't now because it had her name on it. The name is Miracle. I named her Miracle before I picked her up. Miracle. So we were praying for miracles all weekend, but we had one right here the whole time. The whole time she could lay on my chest, put her head on my shoulder, lick the tears off my face. And now Amy, who met David, can look at that miracle and remember David too. And when I hold Gray and run my hands through his hair and close my eyes, I feel David's head and hair and the love that David had for me, because David would do anything for me. When everything's good, David would do anything for me. He would fight my battles. He would stick up for me. He would tell me to ignore it. He would drive until he was weary. He would fix my car even though he may have been the one to break it. He would spend 12 hours outside Christmas Eve fixing my car because he broke something. And he felt so bad for breaking it. David and I had a love that will not be understood. It was only of a human kind of love, because what I mean is, if you're human and you go through hell and God at the same time, hell and heaven at the same time, and you can forgive as if you're God himself, and love even more, and love even further, and continue to love even more, and continue to love even further, you will find that in the human life you can live and love that much. And we did, through the thick and thin. Through the thick and thin. If he called, you know, not at 1 in the morning, David, not at 1 in the morning. It's not a good time. Nothing good's happening at 1 in the morning. But if you called, I was there. If you needed work, I gave it to you. If you needed a ride, I gave you a ride. If I needed something, you were there. If I needed my trailer, someone let all the puppies chew all the wiring, if I needed it fixed after your 16 hours of working in slavery heat, you came. The relationship David and I had, no one can ever understand, define, explain, take away, erase, or act like didn't happen, or ignore. It was there. It's all over my YouTube. It is all over my daily life of over 5 years. It is everywhere of where I've touched and lived, in my salon and in my home. He is in every presence. Granted, there are things that I saw in his home that I would never want to get rid of. His shoes, his gaming computer, the editing computer that has thousands of my videos on it. There's a lot of things I saw in their house when I went to look for him the other day. When they asked me to look for him for them, that they couldn't go into the house and look for him. I went, and I was reminded by clothing we picked out together, Nike shirts, Nike hats, shoes, black Nike shoes he wore every day for grooming, that you can see on the films, actually. I don't need them, I guess. But I would never, ever get rid of them either. I would hold on to them. He had a place, an office here. I would put that computer back where he belonged, where he probably sits in spirit now and forever, in my heart and in my mind. Thank you so much for being fans. David would say, hit that like button, subscribe, and share. And if you have a loved one, hold them deep and near. And it wouldn't hurt if I could just say this. If you have someone suffering from anything at all, and you can't get control of it, sometimes there's no help that's going to help. So I recommend you actually get some handcuffs. And I would ask you, and I would challenge you to say, can you and I just handcuff each other and you can just stay with me along the way the rest of our lives? Like, you have no need to go anywhere else. I wouldn't mind looking like an idiot going through the mall with handcuffs on you, as long as I could say you're mine and safe forever. Because sometimes you can't talk to the demons in one's mind. You can't tell me I'm not going to do something if I'm going to do it and I don't tell you and I do it. You're not going to change someone's mind. But David, this was a rude awakening because he was a passenger, I believe. It wasn't like I could see it coming like that. There was no warning. There was no, hey, I'm sick and I don't have very much time left. At least not the kind I thought I'd see. If you want to watch David, you have to get on a computer because it's too hard to find on a phone, an iPad, or a laptop, or a television. You have to get on a computer, and if you do, you go to the dashboard of My Favorite Groomer or My Favorite Groomer Shorts. You slide that around. It says videos, shorts, lives. You slide that around and you click on one of them and you go down. It's going to take you a while. You go down way back to the beginning of David and I's YouTube career together. And you go to those 8-hour videos, those 5-hour videos, and I don't think you're going to go, and it's okay. Those are my memories, but I think you have some too. If you're here the whole time, you definitely have some too. I take that back. Many of you were there, and you loved him. He is so silly and patient on video and quiet and shy. Go way back. I just released some footage from gaming on My Favorite Groomer Shorts channel. videos that you haven't seen in years, gaming. There's not a lot of visuals, but there's a lot of talking. You can hear me, MP, Pookie Puppy at times, Sheba, Ariel, Two Dogs and Van Adventure, and many other people. SG Gamer, which I've seen some of his videos. I wonder where he's at. We loved gaming with David, and David and I had an art in gaming. I would yell at him, and he would do exactly what I said, and we would win. I started yelling out that I was his gaming coach, and I thought to myself, could someone hire me as a gaming coach, because I'm really good. It is time now to move forward and groom her. I can now call her name Miracle, and you'll know. And isn't it ironic, I've never done a name reveal until now, and how perfect the timing seems to be. Things I cannot explain. Her name is Miracle. Her first calling was Miracle, because I lived in Japan for so long. So you're welcome to call her Miracle or Miracle. She will come to all these names. Miracle, Miracle, female Doodle, girl Doodle, Doodle. Female. She knew all those names because of the name reveal wasn't released. Isn't that crazy? She knows all her names. And just one last thing, I loaded her in the car before I found out any news. God is in all things. His hands are in all things. The littlest thing, from the beetle to loading a car, to groom a dog, to this live video, or even the words that come off my mouth that you like or you don't like. God is in all things. Look around and see if you can find him in your life today. Oh, shoot. I needed to put drops in your eye, huh? Got dry already? All that talking in my ear, breathing, crying on you. I'm so sorry, girl. I'm so sorry, baby girl. Let me get the drops. Come here, baby girl. Let's do these drops and see if they work for a minute, okay? There you go. Do you mind if I let the puppies out while y'all talk just a second? So I don't feel like I am in a rush. I'll just let them pee real quick before I come back, okay? I'll let her hang out with y'all. Don't chew up any wires. You see it? So, should we tell him? Should we tell him? She's jealous. Look at his hair. Look at his, I never thought of it like this now. How he's so thick and long. David's head was so thick. I was like, what are you doing with your hair, man? Just weeks ago, I was like, what are you doing with your hair? And how funny how Bray sounds like Dave. Yesterday I was like, are you Dave? Oh, you fell off. You fell off. Are you? Huh? Are you? I have something else to tell you. Oh, that's a nibble. That's my nibble. You nip on my nose. He has been bathed. Doesn't Gray sound like Dave? Like Gray, Dave, you know. I don't know, I haven't solidified it yet, but after, I don't really want to say it out loud. I don't know, after being treated a certain way, I honestly was like, you know what? Never mind. I would never do that to someone. And maybe I did, and I didn't, they took it the wrong way. People take things the wrong way of me all the time. You know, maybe I did do it to someone and I didn't know because it wasn't an intent. How can you be bawling and be an investigator at the same time? I don't know, but I think everyone, like I've been told, I agree, everyone is going through their own way of doing things, and sometimes that is, it doesn't matter, does it? But the thing I wanted to say was, yesterday Brenda, a good friend of mine, she sent me the rabbit down the rabbit tunnel story. Do you remember me reading it to you, anybody? About a rabbit with a friend, and the friend was going down a black hole. And we read it years ago together. She wrote it out for me. It was a very trying time in my relationship with David at that time. And it was exactly what I felt like was happening. I was losing to my friend down this black hole. And she wrote a story, and it was perfect. And I read it, and she gave it to me. And she gave me the rights to it, to print it. I'll do another live. I'll find the story and reread it, because now it's very important for you to hear it as a friend. Brenda texted me yesterday, and I hadn't heard from her in a couple years. She said, Dee Dee, I've never forgotten about you. We talked on the phone some, and she said, you have a puppy. She's standoffish. I said, yes, I do. Her name's Hot Pink. Everyone's always questioning me and my abilities of why I haven't gotten rid of the puppies. What are you doing, Dee Dee? What's wrong with you? What's happening with the puppies? And my friend Brandy said something to me one day, and a comment was made, and I said, look, I'm doing everything I can. I've written a lot of people. I sent postcards to Uvalde and Mansfield, Texas, and I've made lots of calls, and I asked my YouTube, and I sent out a lot of emails through my website. I've done everything exhaustingly to where people are probably annoyed hearing about it. I said, go ahead, take one today. Take a puppy, and take one, because she's like that. Take a puppy, go. Take a puppy and go try to find her a home. Try to get her a home. Start off with the first responders. Start off at the fire department. So she does. We stand there for a while, and I'm recording it, and I'm crying because I'm trying to ask her, which one are you going to pick? Because I love them all. Which one are you going to pick? Because she loves them all too, in her own way. She didn't born them, nor was she there for the first, I think, 3 months of life, but she's been there the last few months helping me. But there's just a little bit bigger bond for me and the puppies. I mean, you guys were there to watch the delivery on YouTube. Hours and hours, over 10 hours of delivery, every one of those puppies coming out. So Brandy's like, I said, Spot, I don't know if she loved him or what. She said, no, I see Hot Pink going to a family with kids and she'll be great. We cry, I cry, and I was devastated. And off they go to the fire department. And little do you know, when I left the crash site, I went to the fire department nearby. I asked questions that no one can ask during a time like this because I needed to know. Who was there? Was this the unit that responded? Was this the fire department that responded? And I recorded. Not like this, but like this. I recorded. I went to that fire department and I felt chills in my body. I did not want to go, but I would not drive back to go again later. And as time passes by on such an event and another one replaces it and another one replaces it and another one replaces it, how do you think those people can remember every death they see? I said, hey, who showed up at the accident right up the road here the other night? The fire. Who showed up? What did you see? Did you hear anyone screaming? Did you hear anyone screaming? Burning and screaming. Did you hear that? Because if you did, I don't know why I want to know, but I just want to know. He said, what kind of questions do you want to ask me? And I said, I don't know what kind of questions I want to ask you, but I want to ask you some weird, silly, stupid questions that I just have. I don't know why. I don't know why, family, that I'm asking these questions. I can't explain it, but I am who I am. And I'm the same person who got the dental records for you. I'm that same person that cares and loves David. I want to know why. I want to know if that person was screaming. Was he? The individual said I was, it sounded like he was a supervisor, but he wasn't. He said, my goodness, are you busy? Are those tears that just flowing and you're busy, huh? It sounded like he was debriefing at the debrief. There was a bunch of guys back there as he talked to me. It was loud and noisy. As engines were running and people were coming and going in their vehicles, in the fire department vehicles, like, oh, Gray. Oh, Gray. As if you are someone I know well. As if you are someone I know well. Okay. 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 I feel you. I do. I feel you. I recognize you. I recognize you. And I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky, Gray. How did you position yourself hugging me in my lap? You know, I try to reserve lip kisses for those that are really, you know, close to me. Guess you got all of them. With your long hair and your colorful hair. Can you stay still a minute? Okay, I'll stop. Can you go back, stay still a minute, stay still. I'll stop crying, I'll stop. You're right, I'll stop. If you stay still, I'll stop crying. Okay, Come back to me. Come back. Just do that again. Let me see. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Here, you're getting too heavy. Sit here. Sit here. You were always taller than me. And you were always heavier than me. So come here. Yes, sit. Okay, wait just a minute. Wait. I'll wrap it up. I'll wrap it up. So he goes, Dee Dee, by the time we arrived at the scene, the vehicle was engulfed in flames. And he didn't explain to me this clearly enough, which is why I still had hope. He said he didn't say who they was. They had pulled the driver out. And by the time we had sprayed the vehicle down, we didn't realize there, like, not bad or good, but we just didn't know there was a passenger. And he said, which also gave me hope, he goes, was your friend a guy or girl? And I was like, if it was my friend, if it was the person I love, it would be a guy. And so his comment about guy or girl still gave me hope. And the fact that I could not remember if this vehicle had 4 doors or 2 gave me hope, because David would be known to jump out of a moving vehicle. He would just, he would do that. And so I had all that hope. But you see what I mean now, right? The tips of the hair recovering from a blonde dye, the thickness of the hair. And who said I was supposed to ever get rid of gray or the puppies? Maybe it's meant for a bigger cause, and I have always known it. But only God can show you that everything you do is not going to go that direction for you. No matter what someone is judging on the outside, it's not going to go that way. You can take a dog to the fire department for me, and no one's going to claim that dog, because that dog is not supposed to go anywhere. If Hot Pink went to the fire department and saw what I saw months later, and that's why since that day she's been standoffish, because she knew the result of what that outcome looked like. My present body going to the fire department, and what I would find out, and what I would feel, and how that would go, meant that Brenda, my friend, said, she needs you, Dee Dee. That dog needs you, and you need to give her your time and love. And yesterday I did, and since then I have. Extra. As if she knew and saw something I had no idea was on the game plan. Because God has painted your life and your life out already. He has laid it out for you and your children and your children's children and your kids and your fingernails and the hair on your head. He has laid it all out for you, whether you want to admit it or not. And if this story doesn't make you believe a little something, that you are reminded that you are on the right path, I don't know what can. Something else in your life will happen that you'll need to see. But my God, dear mercy, Lord above, He is present with us in all our walks, in every step, and every decision that we make. Thank you for listening. I don't know if you would be still while I'm grooming Miracle, but I don't mind trying. I'm sure she's at the door waiting. Here, Miracle. This is your auntie, you know her. Y'all grow up together. Yeah? Are you jelly? I did, AC. I went to the neighbor's house. She let me in her house and we talked. Matter of fact, we cried. I cried. She had tears in her eyes for me. She was awakened at 2:30 that morning, 19 September 2023, by sirens and everything. I think she was hearing the tow truck. I don't think she was hearing an ambulance. I think she was hearing a tow truck because everything happened at 10:30. And death was, for the passenger, which would be David, it's hard to say, it's just hard to say it, was 10:40, estimated 10:40. I want to say with humans involved, it could be between 10:30 and 10:40. The fire department, including the sergeant in charge, the supervisor said, you know, they were probably on site. It's right around the block. They were probably on site between 5 and 7 minutes. But according to the fire department, if you need help like this, you call me. I will come. I may ask for a payment, but I will come and be that person by your bedside. Like, people, we are needed. People like me are needed. You walk up to the fire department and you ask some questions before it's too late, before it's forgotten, before the clues of things you wish you knew are gone. You go to the site before the wind blows it away. You go to the site before the first rain and it's all gone. Everything's gone. Even the color of burns are gone. You go, and if you can't go, call me. I will go for you. If someone's in the hospital and not doing well and someone's not treating someone well, I will go and I will speak for you. That's who Dee Dee is. I've always been that person. I always will be that person. No one will change me. That's who God made me to be. You don't have to like me, but you can also respect who I am as a person as well. The neighbors, I went and I said, you know, I'm really sorry. I didn't have the energy to talk to you at that time. And honestly, I would never interrupt someone putting up a cross. I would let them be. I may say, I'm so sorry, and maybe even hold them, but not talk, ever. I might mow the lawn for them, leave my name and let them know I see you, but I wouldn't interrupt. And so she came through and I went to tell her, I'm sorry. I couldn't talk to you. I was not only putting up the cross, which was extremely emotional for me, and praying over that cross and the body that was lost. It's like, now I know the cross must be changed. Now I am confirmed. It needs to say David on it now. But I'm really sorry I couldn't talk to you. I was also live on my YouTube channel. And I was crying and I hugged her and she held me. And sometimes a stranger's your best friend. And she held me and loved me and hugged me and asked me in and gave me water. And we sat at her round table in this amazing mansion. And we talked about everything. We talked about a handful of things, not everything. We talked about a handful of things and how life is so important. And we talked about the puppies and as big of a place as you have, if you want one, let me know. Who does that? That's what I'm saying. God's meant to be. You can't change. And you guys won't believe. You won't believe this. Down the road, it's the Pit Love Pet Rescue for pit bulls, whether they're a mixed pit bull or not. Love Pit. It's called Love Pit. On that same road, Levy, just a few blocks down, is a rescue called Love Pit. And I wrote them yesterday. Because again, I don't know what to do, but I'm doing it all. And I had told them my story. And I said, you can drive down the road and see the cross there if you want. I'm not lying. But I don't know if I'm supposed to write you because of this. But the neighbor gave me your number. She has helped your rescue group. And she thinks you might be able to help me. And all I could do when I walked away was, I don't mind, I feel a presence here. Maybe David. When I left there, I was like, I want to close my salon and move my salon there on that road. If I could buy that piece of building where he had the accident and put a tunnel in it, so that any other vehicle that comes through the T will come into a safety net that lasted a mile, I would do it. If I had the money to do that, that's what I would do. And I'm wondering if last night I thought to myself, maybe I ought to ask them if they can help me do it, because they said, and put my business right there at that spot, because it was for sale, remember? Don't think that I don't have dreams that are just unusual, and oh my goodness, are they unusual. Not closed eyes dreams, but dreams out loud as I'm standing there thinking and looking. And I looked at that and I thought to myself, maybe I could ask them to help me. Maybe they would help me do that. Buy that building, put in like a race car catch for a mile, so no other people will ever hit that T ever again, ever, ever, never, ever, never, and run my business out of there. And right down the road from the Love Pit, and I have all these pit mixes. Angel is 100% DNA bred pit bull, period. I got it tested. And it just amazes me how things just look like this big connected circle. Come on. Can you sit here and wait? Can you sit there and wait for me to groom? Let's see. All right, Mirako. Mirako, good girl. I'm not sure I'm going to do a haircut or not yet, right? I just definitely want to get this brushed out, get bather. I've toyed around with, in my mind, of like actually doing a color, but I think I'm running out of time because I've got to go to the airport soon. I say soon, I'm going to say, yeah, by the time I get done, I need to wrap it up. Rebecca, thank you so much for your donation. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Rebecca, thank you for your donation. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Like, help me. I want to buy that building. Like, I want to buy that building now and do my own thing there. I felt, when I was leaving that area alone, I just felt like, I don't know why, that I could live there. I felt like I could live there, especially after walking in their house and seeing what they did with a warehouse. That house, I was like, is that a bar? That was their house. She did validate that that garden place is a bar. They have local singers. I don't really know what they were doing down there. I have no answers, and I can only pray that the family can repair and heal, that maybe, I don't think it'll ever happen. But, hey, yeah, Dee Dee, I did find out what concert they were trying to go to, and I can look it up and be like, that's where they were supposed to be, on this side of town, you know, and they were just messing around. I just wanted answers is all, so I can put dots together. Great, babe, you gotta come in here. Come on, come on, come on. You're opening doors now. Come on, come over here. You want to sit on that chair? Just sit there over there. Sit there, okay? All right, let's get your groom loop. Let me. Okay, hold on. Bye, TC. Thank you. I know you guys have lives and things to do. Don't get me wrong. Please handle your business, you know. Yes, she was, definitely. Definitely. It's like as soon as it happened, the person got to work over there. Does that make sense? Like as soon as it happened, it was like that spirit was like, oh, as soon as Dee Dee gets here, I'm going to bring her ass over here. I'm going to get that lady. I'm going to get that lady to go walk off 6 of her dogs while she's putting up that cross for me. I could hear, I'm not joking, like, this is David and me. It's like, you know what? Soon as, oh, snap, look what, look, it's like the spirit was like, hey, look what's right there, volunteer. Oh, took a left and went down that side of the road. Was like, ooh, look, the love pit. Like, oh, Dee Dee's going to know about this. I got to tell Dee Dee right now. You know, we got to. And I'll tell you, at 10:40, 10:38, there's something that happened to me that night. My Facebook was shut down And at 10:40, it came back on live. You can ask my sister, she's an admin. She got an email and said, hey Dee Dee, are they messing with you again? I said, yes they are. And I wasn't crying, but I thought at 10 o'clock when it all went down, so many things, so many just signs. At 10 o'clock, I got home. It was 9:30. I took a shower. I sat down. I had something. She was sitting next to me. I booted my computer up. I get on my email. It says your Facebook shut down. 60,000 followers on my Facebook page was shut down. And I'll tell you, whatever Facebook does, whatever Meta does, it doesn't do it fast. I still got some other things in the works over here, like freaking, I've been waiting for approval on one thing 9 months now. I'm like, that's dead. It'll never come back. I don't know where it went, but it's gone and gone forever, no matter what. Oh, no. Facebook that night, my first reaction was like, gosh, I gotta call David. I need David's help. It was 10 o'clock when I said that. I have a message to my friend. I said, I want to call David, but I can't. He's busy. And by 10:40, I got an email. It was back up. Boom, like that. Brenda, thank you so much for your donation. Thank you, Brenda. She sent me a donation, Brenda R. Thank you so much. If you have an extra $1 million and you can help me buy that property, I will pay you. And I don't think it's $1 million, but we'll renovate it. I'll live there. I'll work there. We'll put that thing in there. I mean, if you have that, put in a, what is it called? Put it somewhere. Let's do it. Like, no one will ever hit that again, ever. The road just goes straight for a long time and then bam. There's not even like a really shiny, which is my cross is going to be so reflective, you're going to be like blinded. There's not even anything that made me feel like I might get a warning before I get there. No matter what condition your mind and body are in, especially if you're just playing around, racing around downtown. I mean, we're kids. I did that a lot. Let's brush out. First, how many of y'all raced when you were kids? I did. I had a lowrider. I was doing all crazy stuff. I was wild. You couldn't even tame me. Everyone, has, we all have done stuff. That building and that road are not designed properly. I'm wondering how many other vehicles have gone through that. Is it normal? All right, let's get to work, but let me think. Thank you for your donations. God be with you, and thank you for your love. Okay, let's brush you out first, okay? It takes so long to brush because it's so curly. It takes so long to brush when you're not brushing every day, Dee Dee. You want to just hold your leg up? Okay. There's not very much hair, so I'm not trying to brush too hard because it's the skin right there. And I don't know if you guys know, but this light did burn out that night when I left. Before I left, when I was turning it off, when I said all the lights would go out dark, it did when I got offline. This light here is gone. It blacked out offline. And I don't really want to replace it. I just want, like, I went to turn it on today and I was like, David, that's it. That's all. Just, you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Like, you didn't know it burned out, did you? That day with the flickering, when I got offline, that one burned out. And the room went dark as I asked it to. It just did it offline. Yesterday, when I was taking pictures of the clouds and showing you guys, a feeling came over me that was like, can you start my truck one time? And I did. I started his truck. It usually takes a while to start up. I say his truck because it was his, and I really put it in my name to make sure it didn't get damaged or lost in any condition. I wanted to make sure I safeguarded it for him until he figured things out. It's the only reason I would ever hold on to things for him, so that they would be there when he got back. And I would be rude about it. I'm like, no, you can't have it. Your desk is sitting there. It'll sit there until you're back to work, you know, like till you get things lined up how you need to. I would never like take something for myself like that unless I needed the money, and maybe I'll sell something that we don't really use. But if you came to my salon, you would see everything's here, you know. So I started the truck. It started right up like a hummingbird. I don't know why I just said that. You trying to eat everything over here? He's taking the feet off of my chairs. No, you don't need to eat the chair. Okay. I guess I should go ahead and say something else too that I said earlier today to MP. So last week, Saki has vomited yellow twice, middle of the night, 3 in the morning, like Thursday night, Friday night. Last night, Miracle vomited twice right after I changed the bed. I have a bed in the living room for a pet sitter, and for myself, if I want to lay out in the living room, it's a king-size bed. Don't judge me. It was great when I had a pet sitter and I would have to go to Betty's funeral, that they could just sleep with all the dogs and not in my bed, because when I get home, I don't want to have to do laundry at 9 o'clock at night, right? So I have a bed in the living room for my pet sitter. But if it's clean sheets, I'll use it with all 6 dogs of mine chilling, hanging out. So last night I changed the bed, just changed the top because my family member's coming. I changed, and she's not staying with me, but I at least want my house looking clean. At least most of it. It's pretty decently clean. I'm hardly there. But she's like, I put the comforter in the top because they jump on it, you know, from going outside and stuff. And I'm like, hey, don't chew that. Oh, come on, Gray. You can't just relax. You bored? You would be bored in the kennel. Sit down. Sit. Sit and relax. Sit. Sit and relax. Relax. Just watch me groom your auntie. So Saki threw up twice, 2 nights in a row. Miracle threw up twice last night, all yellow. Faith threw up this morning, all yellow. All empty. MP said it, empty stomach and empty heart. Like we're all not feeling good. But last night gaming, something came over me. I literally felt like David was in my body gaming for me, because I was doing these things and hooping and hollering like I hadn't hooped and hollered in 2 years without gaming with David on a regular. noises and sounds we used to make together. Exactly. I was like, I kept saying, I don't know where this is coming from. I'm actually deprived right now of sleep and hardly eating. I'm hardly eating, which I found this thing popped up and said, when you are hardly eating, when you are eating less, you are closer to God. And I thought, I gotta read that later. I believe it. If you could just put down, feel your hunger. Feel the burn in your stomach and get it locked. Oh, I'm sorry, does that hurt a little bit? What? Which part? Here, you don't. Put your foot down. Let me make sure you're okay with that. Just pulling your arm? The paw hurt? Let me see. What happened? What happened? You're okay. You were just jumping around and fine. Put your foot down there. Okay, let's try it this way. You're okay. Are you tricking me? Don't trick Miss Dee Dee. Don't trick Mommy. Hey, what are you trying to chew now? Don't chew the drywall. This fool, man. What are you doing? Don't chew the drywall. Gray. Super quiet in here today right now. See, there's not much going on. It's just untangling it. You're over here trying to chew that stuff. You're something else. Gray, 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 Gray. Thank you. No, sir. Gray. Gray. What's he doing, Miracle? What are you trying to do? That's a piece of hair. You don't need to eat a piece of hair. Hey, as long as you're keeping my mind busy, I guess it's all good. Always had to babysit something, you know what I'm saying? It's true. Gray. Remember? Don't knock over my blades. Back up. What are you doing? Stop eating that stuff over there. Man, the times. How can it be? It just feels like a dream. Gotta brush all this out before I can bathe her. Really, I need to be brushing her daily, but the problem I keep doing is leaving the brush behind. I need to have the brush with me at all times. So if I'm outside watching her pee and poop, I can brush a little bit then. It's no joke. You see how curly it is? Like Jerry curl? It's like seriously grows out curly. And if I pat her head at all, it's a bad day. Look at that one sticking out right there, like that. You want to doodle, you got to brush every day, even if it is short like that. You saw her pulling back, she don't love it. We could just do a 10 blade all over. You know, I don't know. I do like her head to be kind of cute. I was going to make you guys see Dre. You wouldn't believe me if I told you what he's doing over here acting this way. Acting just like David, honestly. I would be over here doing this and David would be doing something, be like, what are you doing, man? You're not paying attention, right? I'll be like, are you on the camera? What are you doing, man? My bad. Why don't we do that? I have a few more minutes. Go ahead. Will you write in the live chat now some of your most favorite times? He would talk to you guys. I wouldn't watch the other day. I saw it in my lobby. He'd be like, put that camera on him. He'd be like, yeah, so, make sure you hit the like button. And tell me, what are some of your favorite memories? Will you write them right now in the live chat while I'm grooming Miracle? Some of the things that just come out right away. Even if it's me, like you yelling at him, like even if it's that. Because you were there. You were there in the present moment at that time. This guy, don't eat the concrete. Stop eating the concrete. No. Let me see. Open your mouth. No. No eating the concrete. No, sir. My goodness. Goof head. No, don't eat that. Oh my gosh. Are you trying to make me laugh? I'll take it, because David would not want me crying. I have a lot of video of that. He would say, stop crying, Dee Dee. Don't cry, Dee Dee. I have that in my head. He don't want that. That's why when he sat in my lap, I had to make him a deal. Okay. Stop. Never going to forget this. You guys are never going to forget this. Wherever we go next, never, ever. Those of you that watched Angel's Delivery, never going to forget that. Those of you here right now, never going to forget it. Never, 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 never. You better start saving for a ticket, because if something happens to me, you might need to fly in at that point. And I don't really know that anyone knows how to go live on any of my devices now. So if something happened to me, I have no idea how you guys would be informed. I really don't know. Maybe I'm going to have to teach my family member while she's here what to do if something goes down. Right? By the way, it's a good learning lesson that I hope you got your ducks in a row for your family members. Don't wait until you think you're going to be sick. You better have that really clear. And I would say this, go as far as to say, if my daughter has a love of her life, you please contact that person. If my daughter has the love of her life or someone she loves deeply, please do not have bitter ill will. Please do not do certain things. Lay it out. Your behavior should not be of this. And you should have someone that is going to deliver that has no biased opinion. You better straighten out your records right now. Don't think it won't happen. It's happened to me twice in less than a few months. Being treated like a trash. hurts. I'm sorry. I'm trying to go slow, but maybe slow is not all that great. If you've always wondered about the toenail trim class, it's happening. It's on myfavoritegroomer.com. You have to go book it. Once you book it, I'm going to ask you if you're going to want to attend virtually or you're going to attend face-to-face. So if you happen to want to book that toenail trim class and you've always wanted to see it and go through it and stuff, it's very, very, very intense. Please look at it and book accordingly to what you're wanting to do. It's there now, and we'll be scheduling my first class here pretty soon because it is booked. So it will be a virtual or a face-to-face. It depends on what you're wanting to do. It's on myfavoritegroomer.com. I'm saying that now because I owe it to somebody who's already booked for sure. And I don't owe it to her like that, but I'm like waiting for a message that says, hey, I'm gonna want to do it virtually or face-to-face. And I'm not gonna make her tolerate this. We're having to flush her ears right now because the allergies are bothering everything. So, kind of bothering her ear hair here. I'm just going to take it off. Hold on, hold on, hold on. If that's the case, let me check your other side because if it's down to the core like that on that one, let's look. Kind of gunky and yellowy and man, these allergies are really a problem with us. Oh my goodness. Like I'm never going to be able to call him again, you know. We're not going to call him again, you know. He's not going to be here filming with me ever again. He's not going to stand in my way, hit my shoulder, have his face over my shoulder. And I'm like, there was a moment in that video I had to say, I said, David, if you don't back up, you're going to make this dog bite me, and in 20 years I have not been bit. I was like, if you don't back up, you are going to put me in a predicament of getting bit. Oh my gosh. And Grace, you're fine now, wagging your tail. You're something else. You are something else. Oh goodness. Oh my goodness. This room is going to be the life of me. It was more in the other salon. It was way more in the other salon than it was here. In this salon, there was a lot more happening out there on the computer. In the back, outside, more was happening, building stuff, editing, streaming. Not in here, not as much, but enough is enough, you know. He helped me build this. He built this with his own hands, this, for me. I told him what I wanted, he built me two. He built that for me. I bought all the equipment, he did all the work, and I hired a day labor to help him, and he built me a couple of those. And he went on to take so much time building it so that it was sanded down and good quality and painted it. It does, like me, I would have just thrown the wood together, put it up. Like, I just need shelving, just throw it up there, you know. Those were in my lobby for so long. Guess I won't be getting rid of those ever, will I? Oh my goodness, Dee Dee, don't attach yourself to all these materials. It's not that. You have other things to remember him by. If I do that, I will be a big mess. I'll turn into a hoarder trying to hold on to material things that always remind me of him. Not to say it's good or bad, but be careful. Careful if you start doing that. Don't allow a problem, a mental problem, to explode from some such thing as a huge loss. Check yourself, Dee Dee. Grieve, but stay straight. Grieve, but don't take it too far. Don't take it too far. All this just to bathe her? This is crazy right here. Imagine that, if you bathe your dog. Other people would have bathed her already, you know what I'm saying? Interesting, isn't it? How we all do things differently. So now, YouTube, Gray. Hi, Gray. You're now calm? You calmed down some? Now you're great. What's the color of that candy? The corn candy? The color of the corn candy goes yellow, orange, and white. Is that what it is? So yellow, orange, and white. Is that what it is? I think that's what I recall. Let me see here. This is a groom loop cover I have at myfavoritegroomer.com. You can get that and put it around your groom loop so that she can hang her head on there. So really curly here, hold on. She's got these cheeks that come out right here, huh? Let me see. Go like this, up. These cheeks right here, you got these big bushy cheeks sometimes, right here. And can you look up? Like the whole time I'm moving, I'm still thinking, my mind is still just thinking of all these things. I know I have to stay busy. I know I can't lay down and cry and sleep and cry. I don't want to do that. I really wanted to know yesterday, but now I know why I'm going to know today. My sister will be here in a few hours. I got the news first thing this morning, so I wouldn't have to wait all day either. Will you come down for a minute while I set something up and give us a couple more minutes here? Stay there for a moment, please. Look what I got. Some really cool stuff here. Come. Oh. Come. Good girl. Now I gotta do your sanitary real quick first, it's true. Let's put this one on just for now to do the color for just a second here in a second. Forgot I do need to do your sanitary because I'll be looking like really crazy back there. I just can't get over the feeling I have of like, I would never, I couldn't in my body like feel like I would withhold, you know, such a thing from someone. It says a lot about character. And like to just not be able to see that there's so much love there, you know. Or at least try to go see where the love, like, oh, you know, like I said, there's a lot of videos, you know, go watch them and see. Like, oh, wow, they were together so much. Of course, call her, like, she needs to know, you know. Or have her come over. We can't let her be alone, you know, like, at this time, no matter what my personal thoughts are. I would never do that. Maybe because I know what it's like to be alone. Maybe because David knew what it was like to be alone. He would always say, repair that argument with your mom and dad, Dee Dee. Call your family member. Don't hold any grudges. Maybe because he knew all too well what it was like to be alone. I know that's why. I know him well. I'm putting conditioner in her cold coat right now so that if she makes a mistake somewhere, it doesn't stay. I could probably rinse it off and there won't be any problems. So if I'm going to do anything, I'm going to just put some on the tips of her ears if I do that at all. And I'm also going to just do a tiny bit on her feet, but nothing like what Micah did. I'm not going to take the time it takes to do that. You can still get color. This is a fast coloring. You can still get color that is like, oh, that's pretty cool, real fast. If your dog can do it. If your dog can't cooperate, you can't. Cannot be fast and quick of an uncooperative dog. She was like, oh, a family member's coming? We gotta color the dog. We gotta color the dog. Get the dog colored. Family member coming. Gotta clean the house. You better clean that house. Hey, go right now. Go color that dog. Give the dog a bath. Give all them 10 dogs a bath right now. You better color that dog. The family member coming in. Okay. You know what I mean? You better have some fun. Better be having some fun. You better not be messing with me. So is it, so yellow, orange, white, is that candy, isn't it? Yellow, orange, white, something like that. And we're gonna, because Halloween's coming, so once you do some kind of something color, just be ready. It ain't coming off for a minute. That tail has been pretty bright for 2 weeks now, okay? So this will be a quick little do. So we're gonna do, really I should do orange first, but I'm gonna do yellow first. So we're gonna do yellow down here. And I'm just like saying, pop, get it in there. Just get it in there. I did not trim her feet on purpose, okay? I'm selling this color on my website. It's a pretty decent price. So come get some, get ready for Halloween. And it can be as simple as this. And I got the brushes and everything. Or just use a toothbrush, but it's not gonna be exactly the same if you just use a toothbrush. But you can just use a toothbrush. Don't buy anything. Just get the color. So right now we're going around doing yellow on her feet.
feetsies.
David could like yell, no, he doesn't yell. David could like, I could say something and this and that, but then 5 seconds later he's like, well, and why are you still upset? Like that was something David could do, and I just hope that I can learn and be that if I don't even have it just because he's here in me right now. Because I was envied that. I was like, how did that not offend you? How are you not offended by what just happened right there? What happened? Huh? What? Did you say something, Dee Dee? All right, okay. Yeah, he has. We're all so different. He had some awesome qualities. And maybe even some I didn't recognize at the time until later. Not even now, but later on I recognized like, wow, I wish I had the ability to not give a shit. Like not care about what you just said to me, or how you just treated me, or what you just did to me. Why do I first fuel my fire and then calm down after a minute or time or a day or two or a month? Like, why does it bother me? Why does these stupid things bother me so much? So I would just let him help me. You know, we balance each other out. I would just let him help me feel like, you know, you're right. It might take me longer. That's why we're all different individuals. And it's okay to be different, isn't it? If God wanted you to be me, he would have you be me. If God wanted me to be you, he would have me be you. But I am me and you are you. That's the point. We're all different individuals, and it's okay. If you want to keep trying, there's some things I would change, and they're called habits. Some habits that need to change. Habits I think you can change. Okay. Now don't forget, we wanted to do a little wee bit. We're going to do a wee bit on your ears. We do wee bit on your ears, and don't be shaking your head now, yeah? Okay, wee bit, just a wee bit. Gray is chilling now. So what I ought to do is have every puppy back here so they know really what's going on, and then they can calm down and be like, look, you have to sit there and rest while mommy works. Just a wee bit. Don't be shaking your head. Don't shake your head. Don't do anything, you guys, to make her shake her head. I was so grateful David didn't take things personal, because you cannot work with me and take things personal. You can't work with any military member and be like, you're too loud, or did you just yell at me? Like, I'm gonna go home and cry now. No. No. Stand up. Take a right, left. It's on the shelf in the black bin. That's it. Oh my God, is she yelling at me? Like, oh my God, I better. No, I'm just telling you so you can hear me clearly. It's on the shelf in a black bin. That's all I said. I didn't yell or scream or tell you in that tone. Did you take it like she just told me that I was ugly, naive, stupid, fat? She did not. Ooh, that orange went everywhere. And I'll tell you this, orange is the only color that's dropped all over my floor. It's over there now, it's right here now. My landlord's gonna be like, what were you doing in here with this orange? I could come back with blue and it'll match everything else. I guess I could do that. Gosh, why is this all over the place now? Okay, don't move, you got this. We're in a messy situation. You're doing so good. That's why training you to stand still is so important. Let's do the ears first. so that the ears can start drying faster. Now, you should be doing one little thing at a time. I'm not. This is a quickie dicky, a quickie loopy, a coopy doopy. We're just doing this real quickie right now. And it's going to just dry as I go. And I'm not going to sit here and let it dry more. We're just going to do, you know what I mean? We're just going to do it and go. Micah did members only, I think maybe a color. She's really good at it. She did the tail. I wanted to show you other people's techniques. She does let it sit for 30 minutes. I've done that, 30, 45 minutes, let it sit. That's the hardest part. If you have a dog that's not going to stand still, that's why you don't do the haircut first. You want to do it after in case there's hair you need to take off because it's now blue or whatever it wasn't supposed to be. But she did like every piece of hair, like how I line brush, she would do every piece of hair and then foil it. So this might look how I want it to look, but it might not. We'll see. We'll see what happens. This is how it looks when you do it quick. We're gonna just, the time that it sits here while I'm walking around is all the time I'm gonna give it to sit. Which also means it won't stay as long as the tail, because the tail was a 30-minute sit and wait. Careful when you're touching stuff, Dee Dee. You're gonna get my hair orange? She did yellow, orange, and like a purple. You know, there was about 3 months ago, for the first time and only time, the first and last and only time ever in my life, I took David salsa dancing. Not like that, I'm sorry. I did take him salsa dancing one time. He wouldn't dance at a club, but that was 3-4 years ago. But this time I took him to a class, like about 3 months ago. And I do have footage, I'll have to go find it. My sweet David has 2 left feet. But he held on to that class like a champ. I actually felt more hurt for him because I've been in a place where I felt like that, like I couldn't keep up. And he didn't even like frown. He handled it like so well. I can't, you know, I have been in places where it was uncomfortable or whatever, and I probably voiced my opinion, be like, you know what, I can't do this, right, and stop and just go do it by myself alone at home until I figure it out, or take private classes until I figure it out, you know. But when I watched him, I was like, oh gosh, Dee Dee, why did you do this, you know? But he said he would go, and he went, and he did, and I'm glad I have that footage now. I do have those memories now. It's not like I'll never know if he would have went. He did. He went with me. Gosh, it's just, when you have no timeline, it's heartbreaking to be like, you didn't know that you needed to say goodbye. You didn't know that you're not going to get a kiss on the forehead anymore. Oh, you better quit, Dee Dee. You better quit that. Those thoughts right there kill you. You better quit that, girl. You need to get your shit together. Don't you go down that road. Don't you do that to yourself. Don't you do that. Don't you do that, girl. All right, so far, if you're curious on what I've used and you want to pick some up, I really need you to order myfavoritegroomer.com under OPAW. You can click orange, and then you're going to click yellow. So that's what we're at so far, yellow and orange. Does she look like that candy? Oh my God. Step back and look. Does she look? Yeah. Look at you, candy girl. Look at you, candy girl. Oh. Should I do the purple? Like the tail? Because I can easily cut the tail, that part off, you know, so it's like very little purple, and so come Halloween, she's just yellow-orange. I think I'm gonna leave it because I can always add purple later. All right, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna leave it. So now we're gonna go into the rinse out. Look at that orange, it made such a mess. Woo! Okay. I hate to say this, it's hard when you get water in your gloves. Okay, you're gonna get water in your gloves during a rinse out, but go ahead and leave water. Leave your gloves on, leave the gloves on. We've got conditioner smeared mostly on her coat, right, girl? And we are just about done because you're gonna air dry. And, ooh, I might have to pick you up. I have to pick you up. Okay. You're gonna, okay, hold on. Chotto mate. Let me put this on. What I was gonna do, I hope this doesn't stain my stainless steel tub too bad. Get her done. Remember that? Get her done. Up. You want to help? Leave these on. We're going to wipe my table so that we can remove this plastic. I'm going to reuse this plastic, so wipe all the paint on there. Wipe that paint off so I can cover it up and let it dry. By the time I get done, she's going to air dry it, and I'm going to be on my way to pick up my sister. Shampoo. Yep, I can use this one. Gray. Hey, baby boy. Oh, we do have it in here already mixed up. Yes. All right, let me get you a close-up. Well, Gray are going to chew you guys up, okay? So you'll watch the rinse out. I'm sorry if I'm in the way a little bit. There we go. How's that? You guys doing okay out there? MyFavoriteGroomer.com. Pick up those OPAWs on there. Wow, you're something else, Gray. Yeah, sit down there. Okay, here we go. Let's get the water warm first. Thank you. Put conditioner on your tub. Water only, water only. Hold on. Good girl. Down your neck. Good girl. Can I turn you around now? Turn around. This way. Turn around. Not out yet. Turn around. Good girl. Let me see, look down. Good girl. Sorry, I was so in there. Okay. Whew. Turn you around one more time. Let me check this other side one more time. Okay, one more time. Okay, now I can see why we should let it wait and sit and get longer and put more color in and do hair by hair, because I can definitely see where I'm missing some hair, you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, now I know why. We do it right, man. Take your time and go back to that video that Micah did and follow her step-by-step procedures on that, because it's on point. Oh my goodness. Hey girl, hey girl, come out. Oh, whoa. That's I heard that. You shook your whole body? Okay, come here. Come here, guy Gray. Oh gosh, Gray, you're so cute. Come on, baby girl. Come on, you're gonna get me all wet over here. Oh my gosh, here we go. Hey, girl. Hey, girl.
Hi, baby boy. Ooh, Chili. Hi, Gray. Hi, Gray. Oi. What is it? Goodness.
If you were loose, what would you do right now? Huh? Let me see. If you were loose, what would you do? What would you do? Huh? Are you jelly? You're jealous? Don't be jealous. Do you need a potty? If you need a potty, man, don't be potty. You pee a lot too. Don't be pottying over there. Great. He doesn't know that he can jump really hard to get there. Thank you so much for joining the memberships. Yahoo! So this was, well, I didn't even give it 30-minute wait, but we still got the color there. That'll be super cute when it dries. It'll still be effective, just not so much of the heartache, which is waiting and 30 minutes and sit still and don't move and all that stuff, you know. Gosh, he does this thing. This is a big boy. He does this, look at him. Can you not get enough? Like, you are all over me right now. I mean, you're all over my whole body. You know? You're as close as you can get. You're as close as you can get. He's trying to crawl up like more. Oh, gosh. Okay. This is as close to me as you can get, my friend. Oh my goodness. Do you see it? Oh, gosh. What do you think? How does it look? What do you think? You see how you're stepping on my toe. Can you jump up here? Can you try to jump up here yourself? Gray. She's like, I will. I'll show him how to do it. I'll show him how to do it. Yeah, you want to jump up there. I know what I'm doing, right? I know what I'm doing. I've been doing it longer than you. Let me show you how it's done. Can you try to jump your whole body up here? You don't crawl up, you jump. Like you have to physically remove yourself and start over and like jump on there, okay? Here, see how she did it? Follow her lead, up. Come on, Gray. Come on, Gray. Gray, up. Almost, your whole body, come on, boy. Gray, ooh, almost. Almost, come on. Well, try harder. Come, there you go. See how she did it? Follow her. Up, up. Yeah, see how she did? Use your back legs. Come. I don't know, you gotta try. You're a big boy. Come on, try harder. I'm not gonna pick you up every time. Come, use your back legs. Come on, tell them use the back legs. See how she used her back legs? Use the back legs, Gray. Show them how to do it, Miracle. Come on, girl. Come on, Gray. Come on, Gray. Yeah, you're a pro. You a pro, girl. Come on, Gray. You silly. You want to argue? Whoa. 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 Come down. Get up there. Get up there. Oh. Oh. Not up here. Not up here. Up. Oh. Oh, you just want to get up there to get on me. Wow. Amazing. Now you don't want to get off because you can't get back on? You can't get back on? You can't get back on, so you don't want to get off. You are so smart. Like, who taught you to be so smart? I love you. I do. No jelly. No, ma'am. Okay, I don't know if I can do it with them here, but let me see if I can pull up the live feed, and then I've got to go. I actually need to head to the airport now. My sister said we should bring flowers to that site now. She said, I didn't even see any skid marks, Dee Dee. If you didn't watch that video, go watch it. It's me visiting the site of the accident before we knew the truth. Gray, you are a goofy head. But I was going to come here and just look at your live feed chat and kind of... And, oh my goodness. Where are we at, Dee Dee? Get to the live. Hi. Hi. Oh my goodness. I'm here. I'm present. I'm present. I'm present. Yes, I'm present. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, yes, yes. You're right. You're right. You are so right. You're right. I'm here. I'm president. Can I read this though? Let me read this, okay? Let me turn my volume down first. It might be really high. 63 of you guys out there, thank you for showing up today. I can only go as far back as a comment by Rachel. It was confirmed, David. You guys talked a little bit. Brad says, Ecclesiastes 3:1-8. Hey, we can't do that. Come. Come. Gray, let's go. Real quick, I'm going to wrap this up and head out. There's more. Little does my sister know that there's more to it. I'm going to revamp the way I have that, like I've already envisioned what I'll be doing with the pole, and slowly but surely it will be a different look. I will be putting reflection on there. I'm going to bring my staple gun, a drill maybe with screws, I don't know, but you are gonna freaking know that that is a pole, and whether you can see it or not, you're gonna see reflection, and pink and silver reflection, da 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 da, across, this and that. We're gonna definitely make sure David's name is everywhere there, Me and You Gaming and My Favorite Groomer, so that they can watch videos of him if they want to. We can do flowers, but they won't stay very long, you know, or we can do those planters, and we could take our own planter, just check that out, because it had a planter. We could take our own planter and put a cross in that and do that, and maybe no one will take it away. My fear is that, you know how people are, including the government, where they're like, well, that didn't get a permit, so we're taking that one out of here. Rachel says, I would rather be there helping Dee Dee. Dee Dee, I pray for you that you may receive the strength and love and support that you need right now. Thank you, Vintage. Was there a stop sign at that? There was a stop sign. Is the gray dog back with Dee Dee or just visiting? It's my dog right now. Does the Bible say that? I believe that. Whenever I say what a coincidence, I pull back and pay attention. I'm so sorry for the loss of your beloved. Thank you. Thanks, I'm at work. We'll watch later. When I've experienced deep loss, it's a good idea not to change anything for a while. Thank you for reminding me that. Rachel, not very good. They are mean, they are hurting, and Dee Dee is an easy target. Mods, can anyone confirm my donation? AC, if you sent a donation, thank you. I did not see it yet, maybe up above. Thank you if you donated. Thank you so much. Darn it, people don't realize they need each other in times like this. Yeah, because I'm actually left with no one from that side at this point. And it would be devastating not to see, but it's something I had to come to peace with the night that they got really mad at me. AC, I hope it only went once too. You'll have to fix that with your credit card. If it, I don't know where you're sending it actually. If it's YouTube or all of my other stuff. AC, yes, excuse me though, at this time I'm mourning a loss as well. I can't recall the exact verse. Thank you, Lady Ray, and I'm sorry for your loss as well. When my husband passed, he was at home and he had just been removed, and his ex-wife and kids started going through our office looking for monetary information, and I was stunned. Yeah, I didn't have someone call me and say, I'm sorry, a family member got mad at you and yelled at you. I'm sorry that happened. How are you today, Dee Dee? None of that. I didn't have anybody in Betty's family say, hey, Dee Dee, did you get home safe? You know, thanks for making the trip out here. I know you loved my mom, and I know my mom loved you. No, nothing. People act, and I hope you're listening. If you're a good or bad person watching my film, watching my video, if you're family or not family, if you're my family or someone else's family, I hope you hear it. Like, check yourself. People in times of pain understand not only do I mourn different or grieve, I wasn't even mourning or grieving, I was all up in between. What do? Let's have a little bit of hope, a little bit of grief, a little bit of guilt, a little bit of sadness, regret, pain. Oh my, I had to travel all those alone in my own mind without not that family. You guys, just you and me alone. And I'm physically looking around, and Cynthia's appeared every day almost, you know. I got hugs from strangers. I would walk into the post office like, can I hug you? Can I hug you right now? You want to hug me? Okay, one moment. I'm still saying prayers for the family as well, and I would too, because they know not what they do. And I would say that during my duration of my relationship, as well as those folk, and people like those folk that are just hurt or broken or in pain or in guilt or regret themselves, and they have to lash I would never lash in a moment of like that. I would not be crying, talking about crying and lashing. Like, where did that even come from? The devil himself. I don't really care if you don't like it. It's the truth. How dare you have hate on your tongue at this time and hour? How dare you? That is not of you to do that. You do not know what you're doing, or if you did, you would not be doing it. Okay? Because you would not go to the funeral talking about even somebody at Betty's funeral did that to me. You right there, I don't know what you're doing right now. I don't know where you're at right now, but I wouldn't even do that. It would not be in my blood to do that. So therefore, I know whatever you got going on is really painful. And I could say what those things are. I am not going to be disrespectful. That's the difference between truth and disrespect, is that I can take it further, but I know I shouldn't. And why? To make you cause pain? Nah, you're going to know your own pain. You causing pain, trying to cause pain to others because you have an underlying pain that goes deep. Deep. That I don't need to repeat because I know why, you know. I know a lot of why. That's disrespect. For me to, if I throw out all your bad news right now, that's disrespectful. That is different than, are you okay? How did you see him? Where did you hang out? What did you do? Have fun? How much fun did you have? How much fun did you not have? Did he call you or did he call me? I don't know. That's different than, this is what you did do. This is what you did do. And this is why you hurting. You know, like, you ain't going to take me there. I may put it in a book, and I may write my story, but you're not going to take me there now. Two dogs, this is a nightmare. Much love to you, Dee Dee. I have to get back to work. Thank you for stopping in and feeling my pain. He was a sweetheart for y'all, and most of the time for me. We all are not sweethearts all the time, including myself. I remember you always talking to him, and I couldn't see who you were talking to. You know, he didn't always want to have the spotlight. He was super shy. Ephesians 1:11, furthermore, because we are united with Christ, we have received an inheritance from God, for he chose us in advance, and he makes everything work out according to his plan. Thank you, MP. The two of you singing while playing. Her head looks so cute, brushed out, fluffy. It does. Thank you, AC. I'm washing last night's dishes right now, and trying to keep up with this. Our Maltipoo had surgery to remove her hair in her ear. Oh, wow. Joey, thank you for being here. AAK, thank you for your hugs. You can talk to him. He is beside you. You can't see him now. No, but I've been talking to him since Friday. And I have been talking to him about everything. Everything. The good, the bad, the dirty, the raunchy, and it all doesn't matter. They were all of human ways. They are not there with him now. Period. Candy corn, Brad. Candy corn. Two dogs in a van adventure. Yes, it works great. So I'm so glad your sister is coming. Me too. This was devastating, and thank you. So sorry for your loss, VCs. Thank you. These are teaching moments. We are to cherish each moment as if it were our last. I remember if you needed David's assistance at the shop or have a question, he was always right there for you. Yeah, most of the time he wasn't. And sometimes I remember it would take him 5 hours, but boy, he got back. He put aside whatever it was and really got back to me. And don't eat the concrete! No concrete! I'm going to take that tongue piece of hair and dig it out of his mouth. You goof head. Pookie Puppy says, sending you my love. Gray's like, I'm next. Hi, Dee Dee. I hope you're doing okay, Tracy says. Stay strong, Dee Dee, and hello to your sister. Make sure the city will allow you to do that, otherwise it might be seen as vandalism. It's true. Hey, Pookie Puppy. My sympathies. Thank you, Pookie. I love you, Dee Dee. You have my heartfelt prayers. Thank you, Linda. Stay strong, Dee Dee. Much love from Indonesia. Thank you, R.A. Sorry, I was answering your question about candy corn colors. Those of you guys still here, thank you so much. You've seen me bawl, cry, tears like a baby. The most vulnerable state within the last few days that I could ever even put out on the air. It is who I am. It is what we've done. We have been very open to you on YouTube. I've shared everything from good and bad, not the worst. those were private. And not the healing. Some of those were private as well. But you've seen our dogs, you've seen our life, you've seen it in and out, you've seen it on Snapchat to Twitter to TikTok to Instagram, and you can go back and look. You may try to find David, it will be hard to find certain things from him. He was less a social media than I, but you can find him out there. If you search for hours, you could. Again, you can go to all of my channels and see bits and pieces of many times we've been together. I'm going to close here, and I appreciate your love and your prayers even extended to his family. We will make it through together, and we will do it every day, step by step. If you are undergoing a loss and you feel the same way, know that I'm praying for you too. And know that I pray for all of you as a mass group of people that love me and are my fans and have been there for me through many, many a time. I first knew that I had to come here because I had no David. I first knew that I had to come here because I had no family close enough, or I thought even strong enough to arrive. And now I know my answer. When times are really, really scary, someone will come. You will come. God will come. Family will come. The other night I said, see, David, now you got my parents talking to me and my sister on her way. It took you to do it all. And that's the truth. If you only knew the truth, if you only knew the stories, I'll tell you, that's the truth. He would say, kindle with your family, as he may not have a family as tight as he wish he could. Love your family, as he may not have felt that kind of love before. Be with your family. He loved his mama. He loved her. She'd been there through so many things. He loved his family, but he loved his mama. But he didn't feel loved. And so he would tell me, love your family no matter what kind of love it is. And he did. He brought my parents to me, and he bringing my sister to me. David did that. And now we know 100% he did that. If you don't believe, I hope you believe now. Ask the Lord Jesus Christ, God, and the Holy Spirit to come into your life and be your Savior. And thank you for being a part of everything I've done here for many, many years. And thank you for guiding me and for the support. You guys have really showed up. When someone feels alone, even all those puppies, how heavy it is. The cost, the time, the love of labor. It is so exhausting. And you have showed up. It took David for you to show up. Thank you so much. We'll see you on the next live. It's time to go to the airport. Now say bye for me here, Miracle. Come say bye. Sit. Sit first. Good. Say bye here. Say bye. We'll see you when we're dry. Say bye. We'll see you when we're dry. Paw? Can you give me your paw? Give me your paw? Yeah! Yeah! Woo!